Hi folks, it's John here with a very quick training video on sets and reps. Now what does that mean? A lot of you may have seen this written down somewhere in your training plan, may have seen it on the internet. What the hell does it mean? Again, it's just shorthand. It's shorthand for doing a particular exercise 3 times for 8 to 10 repetitions. So let's decipher that down. So if we take an exercise such as a squat, and we programmed 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. We want to do the exercise 8 to 10 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a little rest, and that's 1 set done. Okay, so if it calls for 3 sets, we're going to do that around 3 times. Now, the reason why we use a range of repetitions is because it's very imprecise, because your body sometimes comes in fatigue. So we want to choose a weight that allows us to perform no more than 10 repetitions and no fewer than 8 repetitions. So if you can only do a squat with the load you've chosen 6 times, then that weight is too heavy for you. If, on the other hand, you can do the exercise and you've picked and chosen a load whereby you can do the exercise or squat 15 times, that weight is too light for you and you need to put the weight up a little bit. How much? Normally 2 to 5%. Small increments. And then we review and try again. Okay? So, if we have a look at that in real world terms, we've got 3 sets of 10. Okay? And I grab my squat, and the first set I do 20 kilograms, and I do that 10 times. Okay? In my second round, that feels good, but it felt quite light. So I'm going to put it up a little bit. I'm going to put a 2.5 on each side. So that's actually 10%, okay? We'll see how we get on. Well, that was a bit tougher, right? Now I'm up to 8 repetitions only. The next 2 would have been real strong and sloppy. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick at that weight. That's my weight. And we're going to do that. And do you know what? I squeezed out another 8 reps. Fantastic, okay? Now the next time you come in, this is why it's quite important to track what you're doing, because now you can go, do you know what? I did 20 for 10 now. I'm going to do a little warm-up set with that. Okay, if you've seen the warm-up video, you'll understand what I mean. That's going to be my warm-up weight. And I'm going to do that 15 times because that feels easier and get the blood flowing. Now, my second rep, I'm going to do 22 again, but this time I'm going to go for 10 repetitions on this. And I get them. Yay! Improvement. Fantastic. On the third round, I'm going to stay at that. This time, I get 9 out at a push. Again, improvement. I've added 1 rep there, and 2 reps there. So over the course of the session, I've added 3 reps at 22 kilo, and so forth. So you just make those nudge. Now, this is the key. The biggest training mistake that people make is 1, not keeping a record, so they can't see the subtle changes that you make week on week. And secondly, they don't push themselves out of their comfort zone enough. I've seen people's training diaries over years stay at the same weight. They may have got used to maybe you do 40 kilos, and that's the weight they do every single day, every single week, and they may have done it for months, even years, as I've seen in some cases. Now, your body will not change unless you force it to, unless you tell it to. It has to be subtle, has to be incremental. You do not need to carpet bomb it, but it has to be subtle and incremental over time. And this is why it's very important to understand sets and reps, and why it's also important to understand why you need to kind of keep a record of what you're doing, particularly with strength training. Sets and reps, very, very important.